The world was created as one perfect and holy land. So many things had to happen to support life on this land. Precise distance from the sun, trees and corals to provide us with fresh, breathable air, an atmosphere to shield us, fertile land that provides us with food, water cycles in nature that provide us with fresh drinking water. What an amazing and holy land. We were chosen to take care of this holy land, to protect all that is in it, or at least not to destroy it. This is the Holy Land Declaration. We are Jewish, Christian, Muslim and Druze religious leaders and people who have come together in the name of our faiths in the Holy Land. We recognize that we stand today at the fateful juncture in human history. The world's scientists have presented overwhelming evidence for the reality of man-made climate change. That will, if unchecked, kill tens of millions of people, eradicate thousands of species, and endanger the lives of all our children and grandchildren. With faith in God's mercy and in our divinely mandated ability to make a difference, we declare that global climate change is an emergency which demands a massive and immediate response from each of us. Now is the time to make our voices heard, so that our leaders will have the wisdom and the political will to ensure our common future. We note that the likely consequences of unmitigated climate change include global injustice that is an outrage against our common teachings, to pursue justice and to protect the weakest and most vulnerable. We have not pursued justice, and millions of the world's poorest people are likely to suffer and even die as a result. Intergenerational justice, that is an offense against our common teachings, to nurture the well-being of our descendants. For the sake of our wasteful and extravagant consumption today, we are creating a world ravaged by floods, famines, and shortages in food and drinking water, awaiting our children tomorrow. Mass displacement of populations, suffering and death, caused by hunger, thirst, hurricanes, storms and floods, in gross violation of our common teachings on the sanctity and infinite value of every human life. Mass extinction of plant and animal species, in contradiction to our commonly held duty of protection and stewardship towards the earth and its non-human inhabitants. The possible destruction of the biological conditions necessary for the existence of most life on earth, including human life, returning the world to formlessness and void, and thereby erasing the name of God from under the heavens. We call on each and every adherent of our faiths to reduce his or her carbon footprint. Our common teachings insist on individual responsibility and do not allow us to delegate doing that which is right and good for governments. We call on the global leaders of our faith to guide us by implementing wise choices through binding doctrine, fatwa and halakha to avert climate change catastrophe. We call on the believers of our faiths to urgently demand that their governments adopt policies that will avert and mitigate climate change. We invite the leaders of other world religions to set their hands and join their faiths to the principles of this declaration. From the Holy Land, we urge reawakening of the knowledge that all creation bears witness to the Creator of heaven and earth. Despite the seriousness of global climate change, we see hope that this threat in our common home, planet Earth, will cause us to overcome in our religious strife and work together for our children's common well-being. Above all, we find hope in our common teachings that human beings are entirely free to choose a path of goodness and of blessing. Climate change is both a global crisis and an immense opportunity. It challenges us all to live better and walk more wisely and responsibly on the earth. Our call is to mobilize the wisdom of our respective teachings and the collective passion and ingenuity of our prophets, saints, and sages to inspire a vision for the future that matches the magnitude of the challenge. We urge all men and women of faith to join together to pray that the one God will give us the wisdom and the courage to choose life for our children's sake.